I love that new intro. That one just fits so good. I don't know. I forgot who suggested it, but whoever suggested it. Attila, did you suggest it? Because that just fits. You know what I was thinking? There's a bunch of people who publish Lord of the Rings and like beautiful books, like really incredible things. Someone needs to publish the Silmarillion on parchment scrolls like that. You know what I mean? Like, I would pay a pretty penny if, like, give me like like a huge book, not a little thing, something huge, where I have to pull the scrolls out of something, and I have to sort through them like that. Like, how sick would that be? Where I have to blow the dust off of them every single time. That's what we need. We need to make that happen. Whoever's a book publisher here, make it happen. How's it going, everyone? How are you guys? Hopefully your Sunday afternoon is good. Yeah, I know I can't read Elvish, so that's a little bit that's a little bit of a foil for our problem. And Tangwar. What is Tangwar? Nerd Forge. Honestly, they should, guys. We need to reach out to Nerd Forge. They would probably do that in a heartbeat. But they would do something different. They like make huge tomes and like, but the Silmarillion on parchment stuff. Tangwar is the Elven script. Okay, interesting. Michael, happy March 1st. Aragorn's birthday is today? No way. Aragorn's birthday is March 4th? Or March 1st? Wow, March 4th? March 1st? When is everyone, when is all of your guys' birthdays? And more importantly, no, not more importantly, less importantly, but of equal importance, when is everyone in the Fellowship's birthday? Aragorn's is March 4th. When are the rest of their birthdays? Does Gandalf have a birthday? Hello from Maine. How's the weather up in Maine? Is it cold? November 27th. Yes, April 8th, birthday buddies. It's the best. It's the best birthday. I'm not a big birthday person though. I don't really like my birthday all that much. Gandalf doesn't have a birthday. Gandalf's birthday is 0. He's 0 years old then. It's cold but sunny. Sendel is a great website where you can generate Tangwar words and sentences. Interesting. Gandalf was born before the world existed. Interesting. The 8th of March. Oh, we're just a month apart. Sarah, what's up? Do we have an incarnation day though? I don't know. Best friend is 25th of March. It's a sign. That is crazy. 9/25. Solid birthday. 30 this year. So 3 more years before you're coming of age. Yeah. I came of age last year. I'm about to be 35 this year. Someone commented that they thought that I was young, but I'm an old man. I'm 35, which is not really an old man. I'm just being silly. But some people on the channel thought that I was younger. Some people thought that I was like mid-20s, which is a high compliment, but I feel like I don't look mid-20s. Maybe without a beard, I would look mid-20s. My beard doesn't even look that great, to be honest. The millennial youth. All right, I'll take it. I'll take a little millennial youth. It looks rough for a 16-year-old. I know. Wes is chewing his little bone over there. Give him a little treat before the stream. He's just munching. Clean shaven Gimli. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, dwarves definitely laugh at my beard. Like Gimli, when he was 5 years old, could probably grow the beard that I grow. How old are dwarves when they grow their beards? They got to be young. Do they pop out of the womb with a beard? Imagine a little kid with a beard. That'd be cute. Came of age during the last millennium. It's not a bad time to come of age. You used to have a full-on Gimli beard? That's incredible. Yeah. After fertilization, then their beards. Before their noses are formed, their beards are formed. I could grow a long, I mean, anybody can grow, any guy can grow a long beard. You can. It might not look good. Mine doesn't look that good. I don't maintain it all that much. So that's why I like a little short beard. They come out beard first. They're born with beards in the Legendarium. That's actually lovely. That's kind of cool. Man, I'm not going to talk about, there's still a lot that I want to talk about with, I got to give Wes more water, everyone. Nope, you guys didn't miss anything. We're just talking about dwarves and beards. And I'll be right back. I'm going to give Wes some more water. He just drained his and was looking at me like, excuse me, I need more water. I'll be right back. All right, he's watered. Gravel nerd, what's up? You used to have a horse that drank beer and his name was Red Dog. That's incredible. Is the A and A story in the portion he's reading today? A and A? Aragorn and Arwen? Ooh, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. It's not? Bummer. Okay. Well, we'll get to it eventually. We'll eventually get there. I don't know what's in any of them. So we'll see what's in all of them. But I don't know what's going to be in, I think it's just Numenorian Kings. Still on the Numenorian Kings. I still have to write more about, I just finished, the first one, but I still have to write a few other things or just talk about a few other things that I want to talk about with Appendix A, 1, and 2. Well, really just 1. 2 is just the realms in exile and the names of the kings and stuff like that. And maybe I can make some videos about genealogies, but I don't know. I don't know how many people would want to listen to videos about genealogies. But I really have to study this stuff more. I'm very excited to keep just like reading this. And after I finish today, I got a bunch of videos that I'm gonna make, but there's probably a lot of stuff that I just want to talk about with it. Honestly, I doubt we're gonna get through much of 3 or 4, because 4 is long. Yeah, it's like 30 pages. I don't know if we've ever done 30 pages like that. And this is 30 pages of the appendices. I got through 3 pages of the appendices last time, and it was like 2 hours. So maybe we'll just go till the stewards. Honestly, I even think that might be too much. There's too much information in the appendices. The appendices might be a snail crawl, but I'm taking so much joy from the appendices that personally I am okay with them being a snail crawl, but some of you might be like, come on, let's get to the juicy bits. But I don't know what the juicy bits are. Also, everyone like the stream. Everyone throw a like on the stream so more people can watch this. Reading all the appendices in one sitting, I would die. That'd be too much. What's the... There's like is it a Family Guy meme? Of like, I think they take a drink from a fire hose and it's just like a skeleton after. That'd be me. After I try to read the entire appendix in one go. It would take days. It would take days normally for my reading, like I'm just a slow reader. But it would take weeks of just straight reading if I were to just read it straight through, because I would just want to comment on everything. But we're slowly making our way through. Forget Habithon. Appendices-thon. you got that meme last time. I'm going to love these appendices more than Hannibal Lecter. Does he like the appendices? Oh, you fed the ducks, locked them up for the night? Wow, what a good night. Yeah, you can wait for school assignments until we're done with the appendices. This is where the real joy is. No, I haven't read any more Game of Thrones since Friday. And if anybody wants to join that, you can join that. Got another channel for Game of Thrones that we're doing the same thing for Lord of the Rings, but for Game of Thrones. Any of you are into that? Haven't read any more. This weekend has been busy. And I'm going to still do this thing where I probably won't progress until I make all the essays that I have. And I've only made one essay because I had time. When did I do that? Friday? To just read like crazy. And then I haven't had time to do anything yesterday. And then today was a little bit busy this morning. And I'll probably get to some of them later today. Maybe early tomorrow or something like that. But I've been having busy weeks these last few weeks. So yeah, I just did that right after the read. I just wrote for half an hour. Felt like it was decent enough. Although the end of that essay was not that great. I needed to rethink that or reorganize that. It just was not organized when it came out. So I just felt like I was stretching. Anyway, ooh, building a new garage roof here. Love that. Enjoy. The ducks are your responsibility. Ooh, 4 duck eggs. That's not bad. From 7 ducks in the winter. I remember reading something about a hen that laid the most eggs in a year, and it was one short of a year in days. It was 364, which is crazy. Imagine laying an egg every day, except for one. You had a day off one day of the year. Dwarves with beards. Dwarf moms have heartburn. That would be a lot. Yeah, not even imagine laying an egg every day. Imagine just laying an egg. Man, we are off on some weird tangents before we start reading. Everyone, like the stream. We're going to start reading we'll start at 145. I'm really excited to keep reading this. The appendices are just going to be the joy of my life. And there's just, like, I need to, I'm just going to like them so much. I'm just going to love them. How was your grandfather's hen? He was interviewed by the local news and everything. Wait, are you serious? No way. Is that real? Michael, that is actually so cool. I started 10 minutes early because I just wanted to start early because I wanted to get in the appendices. But I figured I'm going to just start early and we're just going to talk for the first half hour anyway, which is what we always do. So yeah, the joy of my life until we get to the Silmarillion. And the Silmarillion will then be the joy of my life. And then the Hobbit and all of Lord of the Rings. Because this is so fun. I love this. Realizing the lore Tolkien was dropping via songs and offhand comments. Honestly, Bad Glory, that's one of the things that I kept thinking of. Because I thought, like, it is interesting how he builds the mythology in these songs. And I guess because I was ignorant, like, I didn't know. So it's funny. One of the things that I think is really interesting too is how you come to a text with so many preconceived notions. I knew, like, obviously this is fantasy for me. Like, I knew this is fantasy. I did not think that J.R. Tolkien would break into, like, mythic kind of status here. And so now reading some of these as myths, I didn't read any of the songs as, like, these mythic. I mean, I did read them as, like, mythic epics of like song, but not really. So they never really stuck in my head. So now reading this stuff, I'm excited even more to actually go back into the entire text of Lord of the Rings and really sit for longer with some of the songs and some of the tales that these characters say. Because I feel like there's just going to be so much there. And it's so funny that you guys all know like it's mythic. But for me, it was fantasy first because I didn't really know much about it. Oh, Paul, welcome to the Hot Tamales. Welcome, welcome. Like a mythology of England is so interesting. Yeah, mythology / history more than fantasy. This is feeling less and less like fantasy. Maybe there's an essay in that. Why Lord of the Rings is feeling less and less like fantasy every single minute I spend in the Legendarium. Let me write that down. I like that idea. I like that idea. I like that. I feel like I wrote something on that before. I think I wrote something on that before just to talk about how it felt like a history. But this now I would change that and amend that other essay to talk about how this feels more like mythic history than fantasy or history. Yeah, your name's green. Yeah, it's just invented history. Mythical history, not fantasy. That's the genre I classified it in my head. Lord of the Rings wasn't originally part of the Legendarium, for real? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, like the Iliad, the Odyssey, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to read those epic classics. When you try to do them in high school, I just didn't pay attention to any of that or any of Shakespeare really. But I gotta start reading this. Interesting. When Aragorn tells the story of Luthien and Beren. Interesting. That's actually really cool. He's so good. He's such a good author. Yeah, nobody paid attention in high school classes. Come on. I wish I could go back and read. I mean, I obviously can go back and read those books that I read in high school, but I wish I could go back to high school and enjoy those I don't know if anybody would enjoy a lot of those books as high schoolers. Some of them are boring. Some of them are classics. To Kill a Mockingbird was the first book that I was like, wow, books are actually fun. Big mythology of England. Interesting. That's a cool idea. And then, Michael, weren't you saying that Lonesome Dove is like the history of America? Like, or the mythic history of America? It'd be cool to do that for an American audience. Yeah, everyone pays attention. Was just your love interest. I love that. That's such a cool idea. Now I really want to do Lonesome Dove. Maybe we'll do that on this channel in a few years. Probably not for a while because the Legendarium comes first, but Centennial is kind of like that. Interesting. Love that. Trig, interesting that you mentioned that because I just tried to read I was listening to American Gods and I lost a bit of interest in it. It just didn't have the epic quality that I was looking for. It was too much of like a modern novel rather than what I wanted, which was, I thought it was going to be more like obviously not like in Lord of the Rings, but like a little bit more in the style of Lord of the Rings, and it wasn't, and that was a big bummer to me. And I just kind of like lost interest in the show, or not in the show, in the book. What are you guys talking about? Absolute power. The Hobbit but also the Weird Stone of Brisingamen. Interesting. Don't even know what that is. I'll put it on the list. Yeah, honestly, Leaf by Niggle might be something we do in between. Like I'll probably finish the appendices, and then we'll see. I kind of want to do on fairy stories. I want to do on Leaf by Niggle. I want to do the Adventures of Tom Bombadil. Right? There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm like, I should add to the list. We should do like a small read in between every large read. So we're going to do the appendices, which honestly might take another year, to be honest. Like, let's be honest. The pace I'm going on, sheesh. And then I might do something short. And then I might go to The Hobbit, or probably go to The Hobbit. 99% sure I'll go to The Hobbit before the Silmarillion, or before the Silmarillion. And then after I finish The Hobbit, maybe we'll go to something smaller again, like Leaf by Niggle, and then go to do the Silmarillion. Which is, at the pace I'm going through in the appendices, the Silmarillion is going to take 30 years. It's going to take a long time. Leaf by Niggle and fairy stories should be read together. Interesting. Okay, maybe we'll do Tom Bombadil right after that one. And right after The Hobbit, maybe we'll do Leaf by Niggle and On Fairy Stories. Although I really do want to read On Fairy Stories. I just keep hearing things about that. So we'll have to figure that out. Silmarillion is shorter than Lord of the Rings, yes. But do you really think it's gonna take me less time than Lord of the Rings? I mean, I just got through the appendices. No, we're gonna do it before you die. Come on. I feel like the Silmarillion is just going to take me so much longer than my Lord of the Rings read. It's 45. Excellent. Nailed it. Thank you, Attila. Everyone, turn in your pages, turn in your books to Appendix A, number 3. Yeah, we got to do the unfinished tales. We got to do everything. Okay, The Adventures of Tom Bombadil isn't a novel. It's a series of poems. Did not know that. Maybe we'll just read the series of poems then. Maybe we'll do like a thing where we do like a stream where we read, how about this? How about we finish the appendices, then do a stream where we reread all the songs in Lord of the Rings and talk about them. And then we get into the Adventures of Tom Bombadil, and then we do The Hobbit. I kind of like that plan. Yeah, everyone get ready for the sounds of my mind blowing. And we could sing all the songs together, guys. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. But we'll figure it out as we go, guys. We'll figure it out. All right, here we go. Welcome to the read. Oh, I will be singing them. Especially on my next Lord of the Rings read. I'm going to come up with music to all the songs. And we're going to be singing them. All right, this is we're going to give this a go. We're going to give this a good going on. We're going to give it a shot. I'm definitely going to do Appendix A3, and we're going to do some of 4. But I don't know how far we're going to get in 4. Honestly, 4 might be like we have to stop halfway through. I have a very hard stop at 4, like 3:45. I got to end. So we'll figure it out as we go. Ooh, I do need a map. Yeah. Okay, I need a map of what? Can someone post a map in the Discord of the map that I need? Just so I can have it up. Should I end at 3? I feel like 3 might take us 2 hours, to be completely honest. Yeah, we might just have to split it up. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Someone is in the Discord. Throw me a good map. I know it's the same map as in the book, but the book maps, the book in the map in this book, the book in this map, the map in this book is not great. It's like too blurry. Where even is it? It's not detailed enough. It's not like clear enough for me. I need to scroll in and zoom in. Like it's okay, but it's not great. And then if you guys want to join the Discord, hold on real quick. Disable, invite to server. Boom. Yeah, the Middle Earth map, I could just use the Middle Earth map. Oh, whoa, this is a different Middle Earth map. Did they update this? Or is this just a different website? Hey, it looks better. All right, we got a map. This is good enough for me for now. All right, here we go. We're gonna give this a good going on. We're gonna give it a shot. All right, this is Appendix A3. Eriador, Arnor, and the heirs of Isildur. Isildur. Eriador was the old name of all the lands between the Misty Mountains and the Blue. We already need a map. I don't know where the Blue Mountains are. Are the Blue Mountains... Iron Hills. The leftmost. Oh, there they are. Okay, I was just zoomed in too much. Okay, so interesting. So Eriador was the name of all the lands. Okay, I see that. We got a map. We got a map up. Eriador. So the Shire is in Eriador. There you go. Okay, interesting. In the south, it was bounded by Grey Flood and the Glanduin that flows into it above Tharbad. Grey Flood, I see the Grey Flood. Glanduin? Wait. Glanduin. Oh, I see. Okay. Glanduin goes through like Lothlorien, or like it should go through Lothlorien almost. It looks like the river that goes through the Nimmerdale. And it comes out the other side of Moria. Are there rivers in Moria? So it's not. It's interesting because those two rivers, or maybe it's just the flood water that goes on both sides. I know they don't go up. That's why I'm asking if they go through. Like maybe there's a spring on in the top of the mountain and it just pops down from either side. It'd be kind of crazy. It just looks like they fit. Like the Nimmerdale and the Glanduin looked like they'd be a perfect fit. And the same thing as the Cyrenon and the Silverlode. Their sources are closed. Interesting. Okay, well, all my random thoughts. You guys are getting them. Even though you didn't ask for them. At its greatest, Arnor included all Eriador. What is the difference between Arnor, then? At its greatest, Arnor included all of Eriador. Except the regions beyond the Lune. The Gulf of Lune. Lune is the river. You have the river and then, okay, interesting. So it just doesn't hit the Blue Mountains. That's a lot. Arnor is a political term. Okay. Eriador is a land. Arnor is the kingdom. Excellent. Okay, excellent. That makes sense. All right. Except the regions beyond the Lune. And the lands east of Grey Flood and Loudwater, in which lay Rivendell and Holland. Okay, that's easy. Beyond the Lune was Elvish country. Really? where Four Lindon is? Whoa. I never would have thought that elves lived out there. In my head, elves only live in 3 places. Lorien, Rivendell, and Mirkwood. Which is probably dumb. They probably live in way more spots. Would that be where is crap, what's his name? He was in like the 3rd chapter. Why am I blanking on his name? This is sad. Gildor. Thank you, Gildor. Is that where Gildor's from? It makes sense that he was just wandering around the Shire in like the old forest. Okay, yeah, Gildor, thank you. The Grey Havens are in Lune, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. My mind is already getting expanded and blown. Beyond the Lune was elvish country, green and quiet, where no men went. But dwarves dealt, and still dwell, in the east side of the Blue Mountains. Interesting. What kingdom is that? I feel like I kind of knew that dwarves were in the east or were in the Blue Mountains, but maybe I thought that the Blue Mountains were west. I'm thinking about the Iron Hills now. Interesting. I did not know the Blue Mountains were there. Isn't the Blue Mountains where you start in Lord of the Rings Online? Yeah, that is Lord of the Rings Online. Okay, fascinating. Cool. All right. This is interesting. So, on the east side of the Blue Mountains. So they delve there. It's not really a kingdom. That's why dwarves pass through the Shire. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. We're like 3 paragraphs in and this is blowing my mind already. It's just cool to see this land more populated. Because honestly, let me just throw this out real quick because I want to show you guys what I had in my mind. All right, so in my mind, this is what essentially what it was. So this is the land. I knew this area was populated. I knew this area was populated, this area was populated, and I knew all of these areas were populated. I didn't think anything else lived here or anywhere over here. Like to me, it's like they're the only people in the Shire. The Rangers are around here a little bit, but everything else was like abandoned and left. Did not think that people were like living over here. Obviously they are. But like everything from Lord of the Rings, that is in my head. The movie is in my head as the only places that are habitable or not habitable, but that actually have people in them. Tolkien is very unclear about where is populated. Interesting. It's just fun to see this a little bit more built out. Oh yes, Attila, thank you. I was hoping that you were going to send that map yet another time. You've already sent it to me 50 times. Thank you. That's the map I need, baby. Oh, wait, is it not clear? It feels like a little blurry. Is that just not? Maybe I'll just download it. Let's see this. Hold on. Save image. Let's see if this displays. Sorry, everyone. I gotta get to my files. Pictures. Wait, where the heck did it save this image? Probably downloads. There we go. Okay, sweet. This is better downloaded. Okay, I like this map a lot better. Oh, I like this map. I like this map so much. Just the font is larger in the Discord one? Yeah, that's what I need though. I need larger font. I can't read half this stuff. Hi, Wes. Wes, I gotta trim around your eyes, buddy. All right, let's keep reading. We're not even a paragraph in, guys. I'm sorry. Dwarves dwelt and still dwell on the east side of the Blue Mountains, especially in those parts south of the Gulf of Lune, where they have mines that are still in use. For this reason, they were accustomed to pass east along the Great Road, as they have done for long years before we came to the Shire. That's cool. That is the first time. Who is writing the appendices, technically? Is Frodo writing the appendices? Bilbo? Okay, Bilbo's writing the appendices. Interesting. That's cool. That's the first instance that you get to a we. That's kind of fun. Small little words excite me, guys. They're crossing the pass east along the Great Road, as they've done for years before we came to the Shire. Yeah, that makes it so much more immersive. I might write an essay about that one little word. The one word that makes Lord of the Rings even cooler than it already is. Immersive. At the Grey Havens dwelt Círdan the shipwright, and some say he dwells there still, until the last ship sets sail into the west. Whoa, this is cool. This is like, we saw how it ended. Yes, he still dwells there. That's cool. Bilbo didn't know that he was still there. In the days of the kings, most of the high elves that still lingered in Middle-earth dwelt with Círdan, or in the seaward lands of Lindon. If any now remain, they are few. So he's a high elf. Wait, is he like an even higher elf than a high elf? Yeah, Círdan's so old he has a beard. It's crazy. It came after he was born. Círdan is not a high elf. Interesting. He's something. All right, interesting. Círdan. What a weirdo. What a little weirdo. At the Grey Havens dwelt Círdan the shipwright, and some say he still dwells there until the last ship sets sail into the west. In the days of the kings, most of the high elves that still lingered in Middle-earth dwelt with Círdan, or in the seaward lands of Lindon. If any now remain, they are few. All right, the Northern Kingdom and the Dunedain. Oh, love this. I'm already geeking out about this. I'm so excited. After Elendil and Isildur, there were 8 high kings of Arnor. After Eärendor, owing to the dissension among his sons, their realm was divided into 3. Artheridane, Rudar, and Cardolan. This is like history repeating itself. Or, I mean, we right now are history repeating Lord of the Rings. Owing to the dissension among his sons, their realm was divided into 3. Do we have where their kingdoms are? I mean, you're probably going to tell me. Oh, wait. Artheridane? Rudauer and Cardolan. It's in the next lines. Like it usually is. I just got to shut up and keep reading. Artheridane was in the northwest and included the land between the Brandywine and the Lune. It was in the northwest. Included the land between the Brandywine, which goes right through the Hobbit, and the Lune. Okay. So it's not huge. It's a good land, though. Harlindon. Oh, there you go. Artheridane. I see it now. I just missed that. All right, perfect. Ooh, Rick B in the Discord coming in the clutch with a little map of the regions. Okay, perfect. Love that. That helps. Man, I am a mess right now. All right, let's keep going. Arthedain was in the northwest and included the land between the Brandywine and the Lune, and also the land north of the Great Road as far as the Weather Hills. Rudor was in the northeast and lay between the Eton Moors, the Weather Hills, and the Misty Mountains, but included also the angle between the Horwell and the Loudwater. It included the angle. Where is the angle? It's capitalized. The Eton Moors. Is the angle that little mountain that pops out? Is it on the map anywhere, the angle? It's where the rivers meet. Okay. Okay. Sweet. Man, I'm just going to look at these maps for a long time. All right. Cardolan was in the south, its bounds being in the Brandywine, the Grey Flood, and the Great Road. In Arthedain, the line of Isildur was maintained and endured. But the line soon perished in Cardolan and Rudor. There was often strife between the kingdoms, which hastened the waning of the Dunedain. No. The chief matter of debate was the possession of the Weather Hills and the land westward toward Bree. The Weather Hills. Is that... Oh, the Barrow Downs? No, the South Downs. The Barrow Downs are west of that. Okay, so this is right after Bree. Weather Hills are by Weathertop. Weathertop is the lowest of the Weather Hills. Oh, cool. This is so cool. I love this so much. I'm getting so much joy from it. The Weather Hills are essentially the East Downs because you have the South Downs, the North Downs, the Barrow Downs, which are kind of the West Downs, and the Weather Hills, which feel like the East Downs. Weather Hills predict the weather. Yeah, I like cartography maybe a little bit too much. I'm not very good at it, but it's just so fascinating to me. I could just stare at a map for a long time. And maybe it's because they're weathered. I like that more. Weathertop is a little weathered. The chief matter of debate. So they were just fighting over the possession of who owned the Weather Hills and the land westward toward Bree. Both Rudor and Cardolan desired to possess Amonsul, Weathertop, which stood on the border of their realms. For the Tower of Amonsul held the chief Palantir of the North. No way! The other two were both in the keeping of Arthedain. What? So there were 3 up there? Where was Arthedain's? Why isn't this zooming out anymore? Come on. Arthedain's... Oh, you have the Far Downs too. Where did Arthedain keep his? So there was a Seeing Stone on Weathertop. That's interesting. If I were to guess, let's talk about my guesses. I'd probably put one in the Blue Mountains. But I don't know. Maybe there's too much dwarf activity there. Numinas. Maybe in Numinas. And then... I don't know. Maybe really in the Blue Mountains. Or maybe by the Grey Havens. But there's too much elf activity there. Wait, hold on. Arthedain? I thought Arthedain was the guy's son. So I interpreted that as Arthedain is the guy's name's son. Like the Ptolemaic Empire is because of Ptolemy. Is that not it? Maybe that's not it. So it's just a kingdom, but it's not the sons' names. I took that as being the sons' names. The names are listed, but they're not there. So the names I guess aren't there, but they're listed in the appendix before, or in the thing before. Okay, so it's the 3 kingdoms of Arnor that broke into. Okay, excellent, good, thank you. That's why you guys are here. You guys are here helping me out. Thank you. All right, let's keep reading. Also, everyone liked the stream. In Arthedain, the line of Isildur was maintained. Oh no, I read that. I already read the whole paragraph. The other 2 were both in the keeping of Arthedain. All right, so that took us 20 minutes to get through 3 paragraphs. All right, well, what else is new? Appendix A, this is another little subpoint, or a subsection, or just section. It was in the beginning of the reign of Malvagil of Arthedain that evil came to Arnor. No. With a name like Malvagil, of course evil is going to come to the reign. Or evil is going to come to your reign. And it's going to come to Arnor. Are we going to find out what happens to Arnor here? Yes, I've been wanting to see what happens to this realm for a long time. For at that time, the realm of Angmar arose in the north beyond the Entmoors. Angmar feels cold. Angmar is like the northernmost point in these maps. Although I wouldn't mind seeing what is going on in the ice bay of Forakel. Or Forakai? That looks like an I, but it looks like an L as well. Angmar just seems cold. All right, here we go. For at that time the realm of Angmar arose in the north beyond the Entmoors. Its lands lay on both sides of the mountains, and there were gathered many evil men, and orcs, and other fell creatures. The lord of that land was known as the Witch King, but it was not known until later that he was indeed the chief of the Ringwraiths. Wait, who came north with the purpose of destroying the Dunedain and Arnor, seeing hope in their disunion while Gondor was strong? Timeout. My mind is breaking right here in a good and a bad way. When is this in them becoming ring wraiths? Yeah, the stream didn't freeze. That was my mind freezing for a second there. Have they already become ring wraiths? This is a millennia after they became ring wraiths, so they're ring wraiths? Wow. But he was a Witch King before he was a ring wraith, obviously. I want to know more about what he was like before he became a ring wraith. Wait, I'm getting some no's and I'm getting some yeses. They've been ring wraiths since the Second Age. Rings were made early in the Second Age. Okay. This is all Third Age stuff. Okay, excellent. They were there when Sauron fell to Elendil. Really? Crazy. He was not the Witch King. So he got his name as the Witch King? I thought he was like a Witch King before He was a ring wraith. He was just a king. And now he's the Witch King. Okay. All right, that kind of helps. All right, let's keep reading. Because this is breaking my brain. In the days of Argaleb, son of Malvagil, since no descendant of Isildur remained in the other kingdoms, the kings of Arthedain again claimed the lordship of all Arnor. The claim was resisted by Rudor, where the Dunedain there the Dunedain were few, and power had been seized by an evil lord of the Hillmen, who was in secret league with Angmar. Argaleb therefore fortified the Weather Hills. There's a footnote. Should I follow the footnotes? This is in the first book on page 208. I feel like I should go back for some of those, but I don't have all the books in front of me. It'd be annoying flipping back and forth and all this. But he was slain in battle with Rudor and Angmar. Dang. Maybe one of my questions was the Witch King of Angmar before? Was that one of the 9 kingdoms of men up in Angmar? Okay, not really. Okay. Good. Thank you. So it was only formed because Sauron told him to go up there. Okay. Man, that would stink. Go up to the northernmost regions where it's really cold. Argaleb, son of Argaleb. That'd be confusing. With the help of Cardolan and Lindon, drove back his enemies from the hills. And for many years, Arthedain and Cardolan held in force a frontier along the Weather Hills, the Great Road, and the Lower Horwell. It is said that at this time, Rivendell was besieged. Rivendell? What? Wait, besieged by who? There's so much information here. This is crazy. By Angmar, okay. Wow. I thought for a second that maybe the men, because they had an issue with the elves not letting them over, like the Númenóreans, when they came over to this land and settled it, maybe there was still a lot of bad blood between them, and maybe they went to lay siege to Rivendell. Because one of them was angry. By whom? Thank you for correction. So besieged by Angmar. So he's besieging everything. It's interesting too how like the Witch King of Angmar is using like things as puppets. Like he's always done that. Or it has always done that. But Rivendell is on a cleft. It's easier to defend. Interesting. I always just viewed Rivendell as like a little retreat center. Not as a fortress. That's kind of cool. A great host came out of Angmar in 1409 and crossing the river entered Cardolan and surrounded Weathertop. The Dunedain were defeated and Arvaleg was slain. The tower of Amunsul was burned and razed. But the Palantir was saved and carried back in retreat to Fornost. Rudor was occupied by evil men subject to Angmar. And the Dunedain that remained there were slain or fled west. Interesting. Cardolan was ravaged. Arfor, son of Argaleb, was not yet full grown, but he was valiant. Ooh, love this. Love a little child king. And with aid from Círdan, cool, he repelled the enemy from Fornost and the North Downs. Crazy that the Shire has really this much history. This is like, I mean, this isn't really the region of the Shire at this moment. That's crazy. This is crazy to me. This is so fun. He repelled the enemy from Fornost and the North Downs. A remnant of the faithful among the Dunedain of Cardolan also held out in Tir Gorthad, the Barrow Downs, or took refuge in the forest behind. Interesting. It is said that Angmar was for a time subdued by the elven folk coming from Lindon and from Rivendell, for Elrond brought help over the mountains out of Lorien. It was at this time that the Stoors that had dwelt in the angle between Horwell and Loudwater fled west and south because of the wars and the dread of Angmar, and because the land and climb of Eriador, especially in the east, worsened and became unfriendly. Whoa. Some returned to Wilderlands and dwelt beside the Gladden, becoming a riverside of people fishers. Some returned to Wilderland. Where is Wilderland? Stoors are the hobbits. Interesting. And dwelt by the Gladden? That's one branch of the hobbits. Fishers by the Anduin. Interesting. Oh, crazy. Are they still there? The Stoors are Smeagol's ancestors? No way. This is crazy, guys. Are his people still there? So what are the other branches of hobbits? Brandybucks? Are Brandybucks one? The Stoors, the Brandybucks, and are the Brandybucks one? Gandalf says this in chapter 2. Brandybuck is a family. Okay. So this is coming up. Okay, later in the appendices. Thank you. Okay. No spoilers. This is coming up later. I'll have my mind blown then. Okay, so the Stoors are there. Oh. Interesting. So they're the fishers. That makes sense why they... Dang, this is all coming together. This is crazy to me too, because he was going, what was Isildur doing? Going up that far north. Was he going to Angmar? Suspicious. No spoilers. I'm gonna keep reading. I'll probably figure that in time. There's just so much information. This is just crazy how he built this out. In the days of Argaleb II, the plague came into Eriador from the southeast. And most of the people of Cardin perished, especially in Minhiriath. The hobbits and all other people suffered greatly, but the plague lessened as it passed northwards, and the northern parts of Arthedain were little affected. It was at this time that an end came of the Dunedain of Cardolan, and evil spirits came out of Angmar and Rudar and entered the desert mounds and dwelt there. This is so cool. We know what those little guys are. Evil spirits out of Angmar and Rudar entered into the deserted mounds and dwelt there. So cool. All this, yeah, I'm with you. All of this would make such a good TV series. This is honestly like Game of Thrones, like isolated. This is like warring factions and kingdoms and fighting a scary thing in the north. They need a wall. It is said that the mounds of Tirn Gorthad, as the Baradowns were called of old, are very ancient, and that many were built in the days of the old world of the first age by the forefathers of the Edain. Interesting. Before they crossed the Blue Mountains into Beleriand, of which Lindon is now all that remains. Those hills were therefore revered by the Dunedain after their return, and there many of their lords and kings were buried. Some say that the mound in which the ring-bearer was imprisoned had been the grave of the last prince of Cardolan, who fell in the war of 1409. This is so cool. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Like, this isn't just, like, this is not fantasy anymore. This is why this blows my mind so much. For all the work that he put into this is just next level stuff. This is so cool. Guys, this is going to take us so long to get through these appendices. This is just the greatest. Mary's vision in the Downs? What was Mary's vision in the Downs? This is so cool. I'm so into this. You had memories of these people? I totally forgot about that. Again, that's why a second read of Lord of the Rings is going to be so fun. It's going to be the best, guys. Yeah, I kind of agree. The slower you go through Tolkien, the better. We might go glacially. This might be the slowest read through of Lord of the Rings that's ever happened. Honestly, I keep thinking of that Brad. Sorry, I was gonna say Brady. I keep thinking of that Brad. Who was Tom thinking of? Could Tom be of those people? Probably not. Tom is the firstborn. All right, let's keep reading. I can't get enough of this. In 1974. Oh, so only 50-ish years ago. The power of Angmar arose again. When the Witch King... Dang, that is 500 years later. Sheesh. And the Witch King came down upon the Arthedain before winter was ended. That's crazy. So I guess he's just sitting there and amassing more people. And the Witch King came down upon the Arthedain before winter was ended. Winter is coming. He captured Fornost and drove most of the remaining Dunedain over the Lune. Among them were the sons of the king. But King Arvedui held out upon the North Downs until the last, and then fled north with some of his guard. And they escaped by the swiftness of their horses. Dang. For a while, Arvedui hid in the tunnels of the old dwarf mines, near the far end of the mountains. Interesting. But he was driven at last by hunger to seek the help of Losoth, or Lasoth, however you say that. The snowmen of Forakel. There's snowmen in Lord of the Rings? Okay, so it is Forakel. The ice bays of Forakel. I want to know. I want the map to go north even more. Because I want to know who's up there. Yeah, I'm going to read this footnote because this is a long footnote. These are a strange, unfriendly people. Remnant of the Forodwaith. men of far-off days, accustomed to the bitter colds of the realm of Morgoth. Whoa. Indeed, those colds lingered still in that region, though they lie hardly more than 100 leagues north of the Shire. The Lossoth house in the south, and it is said that they can run on ice with bones on their feet, and have carts without wheels. Well, that makes sense. Like, it's where Santa lives. It's where Saint Nick is with his little sleds. They live mostly inaccessible to their enemies. On the great cape of Forakel that shuts off to the northwest the immense bay of that name. But they often camp on the south shores of the bay, at the feet of the mountains. So crazy. Sorry, I'm taking a note. Dude. The level of detail that this guy had. Crazy. Vikings had bone skates? That's crazy. They definitely have dog sleds. That'd be so cool. The snowmen of Forakel. Some of these he found in camp by the seashore. But they did not help the king willingly, for he had nothing to offer them, save a few jewels which they did not value. And they were afraid of the Witch King, who, they said, could make frost or thaw at his will. But partly out of pity for the gaunt king and his men, and partly out of fear of their weapons, they gave them a little food, and built for them snow huts. There Arvedui was forced to wait, hoping for help from the south, for his horses had perished. How good of a series? Give me I want a series about this so bad. This is so interesting. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. When Círdan heard from Aranarth. Michael, thanks for the $5. Fun fact, George Lucas said he took the name Hoth, the ice planet, from these people in Tolkien. No way! That's cool. Aranarth. When Círdan heard from Aranarth, son of Arvedui, of the king's flight to the north, he at once set a ship to Forakel to seek for him. The ship came there at last after many days because of the contrary winds, and the mariners saw from afar a little fire of driftwood, which the lost men contrived to keep alight. But the winter was long in loosing its grip that year, and though it was then March, the ice was only beginning to break, and lay far out from the shore. When the snowmen saw the ship, they were amazed and afraid, for they had seen no such ship on the sea with their memories, but they had become now more friendly. And they drew the king and those that survived of his company out over the ice in their sliding carts, as far as they dared. In this way, a boat from the ship was able to reach them. But the snowmen were uneasy, for they said that they smelled danger in the wind. No. And the chief of the Lossoth said to the Arvedui, "Do not mount on this sea monster. If they have them, let the seamen bring us food and other things that we need, and you may stay here till the Witch King goes home. For in summer his power wanes, but now his breath is deadly, and his cold arm is long." This is so cool. This is for real. These are like the Woses, but in the north. These are like little pockets of almost aboriginal people. Man, this is crazy. The ice band on the map is not shown in the entire area. Okay, so there actually is an estimation of it. Yeah, the Sami people are the Inuit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't worry about it. Arvedwi. Okay, Arvedwi. Yeah, for sure. Jared Tolkien thinks that their sense of smell is way better, which, to be honest, sometimes it is. Like, you know, you're like old little grandpa sitting in the wind and you go, I smell rain. I'm starting to do that now. Do not mount on this sea monster. This is so interesting. Okay. His cold arm is long. But Arvedwi did not take his counsel. He thanked him. And at his parting gave him his ring. Uh-oh. This is a thing, saying, this is a thing of worth beyond your reckoning. For its ancestry alone. It has no power, phew, save the esteem in which those hold it who love my house. It will not help you, but if you are ever in need, my kin will ransom with great store all that you desire. There's a footnote. In this way, the ring of the house of Isildur was saved. Wow. For it was afterward ransomed by the Dunedain. It is said that it was none other than the ring which Felagund of Nargothrond gave to Barahir, and Beren recovered at great peril. This isn't the ring that Aragorn wears, right? This is... What? No way. This is so cool, guys. I can't wait to talk about this more. Oh my gosh. This is blowing my mind. This is crazy. My mind is getting blown with this stuff. What the heck? So it's so much more significant because they thought this thing was lost and then it's found. Or it's ransomed back, really. Dang, this is so cool. I wonder how Aragorn came in possession of it. Wow. Okay. Yet the counsel of Losoth was good, by chance or by foresight. For the ship had not reached the open sea when a great storm of wind arose, and came with blinding snow out of the north, and it drove the ship back upon the ice, and piled ice up against it. Even the mariners of Círdan were helpless. And then in the night the ice crushed the hull, and the ship foundered. So perished Arvedwi, last king. And with him the Palantiri were buried. The Palantiri, plural, were buried in the sea? Why did they put two Palantiri on this? There's a footnote. These were the stones of Anúminas and Amun-Sul. No way. The only stone left in the north was the one on the tower, of Emin-Beraid, that looks toward the Gulf of Lune. Map. Okay, so the first one was Anúminas. Oh, sorry, I was kind of right. Anúminas was one of the regions. Okay, so Anúminas had a stone. And then the Tower Hills? Emin-Beraid. Where is Emin-Beraid? I guess he was fleeing with all his valuables, but man. Tower they climbed on the way to the Grey Havens in the last chapter. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow. This is east of the Shire for sure. Wait. East of the Shire? Or west of the Shire? West of the Shire, yeah. You got a favorite character in Silmarillion? I'm excited. Círdan's pretty cool. Círdan's just like commanding people. But his ship didn't hold up. Dang it. You gotta put some more elf magic in these ships that they don't die by ice, especially if they're going north. This is literally like this is the whole plot of the Titanic. I should write a video on how the Titanic stole the plot of Lord of the Rings. There's a big shipwreck, and rather than a jewel going down into the sea, the two Palantiri go down. They need to go do an excavation, a sea excavation of this. Yeah, Elves and Ice doesn't feel like a good one. Círdan's the grandpa of everyone. All right, this footnote again. Keep going. That was that. Okay, so the only stone left in the north was the one in the tower on Emin Beriad that looks toward the Gulf of Lune. That was guarded by the elves, and though we never knew it, it remained there until Círdan put it aboard Elrond's ship when he left. What? But we are told that it was unlike the others and not in accord with them. It looked only to the sea. Elendil set it there so that he could look back with straight sight and see Erisea in the vanished west. But the bent seas below covered Numenor forever. That is crazy. That's so when Frodo and Bilbo were sailing over, all of a sudden they look under this one little thing. Maybe they're looking for a little snack on the ship journey, and they uncover this little thing and they go, oh, what's this little Palantir doing here? I guess the elves did make it. Yeah, he's definitely hunting for second breakfast when he just comes across this Palantir. This is crazy to me. But this is also interesting because are the footnotes Sam? This is so cool. The footnotes have to be Sam, do they not? Because Bilbo can't write this. Like, how is Bilbo writing this? Sam, Merry, and Pippin. One of them. Yeah, it could be his descendants too, for sure. Might be Eleanor. That'd be great. That's true. But the footnotes can't be Frodo either, because Frodo's on this ship right now. Bilbo is an illusion. All is Sam. Sam wrote the epilogue. Oh, interesting. I like that they've been written generations later too. That's kind of cool. Like they just added little history to this every once in a while. They threw like a little footnote in there. They're like, we have to add to this. We have to make sure we these people know. That is crazy about this Palantir. So there's 3 of them, and they still had 1 in that tower. Did we see that tower in the movie at all? I want to make a thumbnail with that pointing to that tower and say, a Palantir is there. Huh. I wonder if whoever is writing this note too is a little mad that they took a Palantir back. They're going, we could have used that. We could have figured out some way. We could have hacked it. Maybe not, but. It was long afterward that the news of the shipwreck of Forakel was learned from the snowmen. Interesting. This is mentioned in the prologue. I really have to revisit the prologue. Yeah, Elrond actually does deserve something. I'm kind of with you. He needs something to look at the sea. He just needs a good view all the time. He just said bye to his daughter. It's got to be sad. Man, this is... Oh, guys, this is just... These appendices are going to take so long to actually get through. I foolishly thought this, that... Let me tell you about my foolishness for a quick second. Yeah, Elrond brought it over to Peter Thiel. Let me talk to you about my foolishness for a second. Ooh, he does need a shirt that says, I left my daughter behind and all I got was this lousy crystal ball. All right, I was kind of dumb enough to think that I was going to be able to do maybe like a video on the appendices and just go through them super slow, but maybe like do the appendices like maybe once every 2 weeks and just do like a video every other day. I don't know if that's going to happen. I have way too much that I want to talk about. And one of the frustrating things with the appendices too is that there's so much more information. Like all I can really do with the appendices now are make like slightly interesting videos, but they're going to serve no one. I can essentially do reactions, which will serve people. But if I talk about like, cause I guarantee you more of this stuff is in the Silmarillion. So like I can talk about Elrond and his brother, but I can only talk about it like a dummy. You know what I mean? Like I could just talk about it like, oh, by the way, there's a quick footnote in the appendices that says this, but I haven't read the Silmarillion yet, so I still don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep mentioning that in every single video that I do. You're going to be crazy. There's too much here, guys. There's way too much here. They're so good. But I'm probably going to make a bunch of videos, just my reactions on stuff, but I'm still just going to make videos like about this Palantir, and I want to talk about this Palantir. But I'm not going to be able to talk about it that well. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, Portia. That's exactly what it's going to be. Like, it's going to annoy some of you guys because you're going to be like, oh, he's making a video about the Palantir and he doesn't even know about the Palantir. But I'm still going to make a video about it. Just like a reaction thing that I just think is cool. And then in 10 years when I finish the Silmarillion, I'll be able to make a better video about it and make fun of myself 10 years in the past saying, look how dumb that guy was. Yeah, the appendix does kind of feel like a spoiler, to be honest, but it's just so fun. This is whetting my appetite for the Silmarillion, which is, to me, very fun. There's a Palantir section in the Unfinished Tales. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is going to be so good. Good. I'm glad, Kevin. This stuff makes me way too excited, guys. I feel like I shouldn't be that excited for like this stuff, but it just makes me so happy. This is just way too fun. But there's going to be a point too where I like won't be able to read a lot of the comments. I'm going to make these videos, but I'm going to talk about the Palantir, but I don't want spoilers for where they've been or their journeys. So I'm just going to make a video about it, like talking about how I think this little part is cool in the appendices. But then I'm going to be like, I can't really read any of the comments anymore because all the Lord of the Rings fans are going to be like, well, you don't really know what you're talking about yet. Kevin, I'm glad you rewatched that. I still remember that stream. That was one of my favorites. That was so good. That the memories that I have of that. I still remember when the Witch King walked in, or yeah, that blew my mind. In stepped the Witch King. Dang. All right, let's finish this little appendix. Okay, it's gonna take us another hour to read through probably 4 pages or 2 pages, 4 paragraphs. This is just so cool, guys. The Shire folk survived, though war swept over them, and most of them fled into hiding. Is that why they live in hobbit holes? Did they not live in hobbit holes before that? And they just like started to burrow into the ground because they wanted to be safe? To the help of the king, they sent some archers who never returned. This is so cool. Hobbits marching off to battle. And others went also to the battle in which Angmar was overthrown, in which Morris said in the Annals of the South. No way there's Hobbit warriors. That's so cool. They're archers too. That's the best. Now I can't wait to get to the Annals of the South. So they went to the battle in which Angmar was overthrown. Why is more of said of that in the Annals of the South? That should be the Annals of the North. No? Am I wrong about that? Yeah, Grima found out about those Hobbit archers. Wait, this is for real all in the prologue? Huh. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Wait, the Annals are in the prologue? How am I missing that stuff? I really need to go back and read the prologue. Honestly, guys, maybe should we do this before, maybe I'll do a live read this weekend or this week sometime. And maybe we'll just sit and read the prologue. I feel like I need a refresher on the prologue. I feel like that'd be fun. I think we're gonna do that sometime this week. I'm probably just gonna do like a quick reading on the prologue and just kind of talk about it. I feel like that'd be really fun. It won't stop us from continuing to read the appendices, but maybe like 50,000 videos are gonna come out of that. So we'll see. I feel like it does have some interesting stuff. I'm gonna get some more info from. You say do it after the Hobbit? Okay, interesting. Second timers channel is gonna be launched. Yep. Imagine if I have 2 Lord of the Rings channels. Eventually, when I finish my first time read, I'm gonna rename this channel Fool of a Took. So we'll eventually get there. It won't be now, but still has the FT in it, so that just kind of works. My mind is blown. Hobbit archers. And they never returned? That's so sad. Afterward, in the peace that followed, the Shire folk ruled themselves and prospered. They chose a thane to take place of the king and were content. Though for a long time, many still looked for the return of the king. Huh. Oh, this is so good, because who is the person that announces Aragorn to be king? It's Frodo when he comes and places he's the one that gives the crown to Gandalf, and Gandalf puts it on his head. So it's like they're waiting for the coming of the king, and then all of a sudden that dies off because they probably forget about that. This is so good. Oh, this is just too good. Yeah, I have a Lord of the Rings channel. What about second Lord of the Rings channel? Yeah, hobbits are the ones announcing the return. This isn't the prologue again. I kind of got to read that. Man, this is so good. But at last that hope was forgotten and remained only in the saying, when the king comes back, used of some good that could not be achieved, or of some evil that could not be amended. Interesting. The first Shire Thane was one Bucca of the Marish, from whom the old Bucks claimed descent. He became Thane in 379 of our reckoning, which is 1974. Interesting. After Arvedwi, the North Kingdom ended. For the Dunedain were now few, and all the people of Eriador diminished. Yet the line of kings was continued by the chieftains of the Dunedain. Interesting. Of whom I keep messing these names up. Aranarth, son of Arvedwi, was first. Arahael, his son, was fostered in Rivendell. Whoa. Is this where our guy comes from? And so were all the sons of the chieftain after him. And they were also kept, and also were kept their heirlooms of the house, the ring of the Barahir, the shards of Narsil, the star of Elendil, and the scepter of Anuminos. What's the star of Elendil? Do we still have that? Is that in the crown? Wait, they took the crown where they found the... Didn't they find the crown back up in the north somewhere? The footnote... Okay, yeah, I gotta read the footnote. But the footnote is talking about the scepter. But probably is going to talk about the, the crown too. The scepter was a chief mark of royalty in Numenor. The king tells us. And that was also so in Arnor, whose kings wore no crowns, but bore a single white gem. The Elendilmer, star of Elendil, bound on their brows with a silver fillet. In speaking of a crown, there's a bunch of footnotes for that. Bilbo no doubt referred to Gondor. He seems to have become well acquainted with matters concerning Aragorn's line. The scepter of Numenor is said to have perished with Ar-Pharazôn. That of Anuminos was the silver rod of the lords of Andúni, and is now perhaps the most ancient work of men's hands preserved in Middle-earth. It was already more than 5,000 years old when Elrond returned it to Aragorn. Dang. The crown of Gondor was derived from the form of a Númenórean war helm. Cool. In the beginning, it was indeed a plain helm, and it is said to have been the one that Isildur wore in the Battle of Dagorlad. The helm of Anarion was crushed by the stone cast from Barad-dûr that slew him. By the stone cast from the Barad-dûr that slew him. But in the days of Atantar Alcarin, this was replaced by the jeweled helm that was used in the crowning of Aragorn. There's so much in that footnote alone. The ring of Barahir was much older. Okay. So they just threw a rock at him. And he died? For real? Yeah, his head was probably crushed. It was probably a bigger rock than we think. A very, very big rock. He just got a little concussion and he just died right there. Man. Yeah, a big rock, probably a catapult or a treb. Aragorn had the Star of Elendil on his head when he charged from the ships. The Return of the King. This is crazy. And yeah, dude, I am totally with you there. I feel like he explains, like, halfway through that footnote, I was going, this is insane. And I guarantee you, in his head, he had even more history for this kind of stuff. Like, I guarantee you, he probably wrote a book about every single one of the kings of Numenor. Like, this is so crazy. This is just so fun, guys. Little Rock is a town in Arkansas. True. Yeah, this feels like a very condensed version of that. One brother cuts off Sauron's ring, the other has a stone fall on him. What is Aragorn's ring called? That is the Ring of Barahir. Okay. Just the Ring of Barahir. Okay, interesting. So they have these 4 objects. All right, these 4 objects, which are the heirlooms. So they held the Ring of Barahir, the Shards of Narsil, the Star of Elendil, and the Scepter of Anuminas, which is 5,000 years old. That's crazy. When the kingdom ended, the Dunedain passed into the shadows and became a secret and wandering people, and their deeds and labors were seldom sung or recorded. Interesting. Little now is remembered of them since Elrond departed. Although even before the watchful peace ended evil things again. Wait, hold on. Although even before the watchful peace, in all caps, or just capitalized, but even before the watchful peace ended evil things ended, sorry, there needs to be a comma here. But even before the watchful peace, comma, peace ended, evil things again began to attack Eriador, or to invade it secretly. The chieftains, for the most part, lived out their long lives. Aragorn I, it is said, was slain by wolves, which ever after remained. Dang, poor guy. They ever after remained a peril in Eriador, and are not yet ended. In the days of Arahad I, the orcs who had, as later appeared, long been secretly occupying strongholds in the Misty Mountains, so as to bar all passes into Eriador, suddenly revealed themselves. Interesting. In 2509, Celebrian, wife of Elrond. Oh, of the first mention of his wife. What happened to her? Are we going to know what happened? Was journeying to Lorien. And she was waylaid in the Redhorn Pass. No. And her escort being scattered by the sudden assault of the orcs. She was seized and carried off. She was pursued and rescued by Eladon and Elrohir, but not before she had suffered torment and had received a poisoned wound. She was brought back to Imladris, and though healed in body by Elrond, lost all delight in Middle-earth. And the next year went to the havens and passed over the sea. And later in the days of Araswil, orcs multiplying again in the Misty Mountains began to ravage the lands. And the Dunedain and the sons of Elrond fought with them. It was at this time that a large band came so far west as to enter the Shire and were driven off by Bandorbra's Took. This is crazy! Elrond and his wife. So his wife is in the Undying Lands right now. Crazy. My mind is just constantly being blown with this stuff. I love that these hobbits were able to hold off this group of orcs that were coming. That makes me so proud of these guys. Wait, Bandabrass's Bull Roarer took? No way. Did he get his name Bull Roarer from that? Oh, this is so cool. I just have to like pinch myself every once in a while for how cool this is. There were 15 chieftains before the 16th and last was born Aragorn II, who became again king of Gondor and Arnor. Our king, we call him. My heart. This is great. And when he comes north to his house in Annúminas, restored, and stays for a while by Lake Evendim, then everyone in the Shire is glad. But he does not enter this land but he does not enter this land and binds himself by law that he has made, that none of the big people shall pass its borders. Whoa, interesting. Oh, Graveler, thank you. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate you. That is when golf was invented, right? Because he knocks one of their heads off so far it goes into like a hole. Evendim, okay, or Evendim. Yeah, no ruffians in the Shire. That's interesting that he doesn't go by the Shire, even though he's king. He still abides by his own rules and laws. But he rides often with many fair people to the great bridge, and there he welcomes his friends, and any others who wish to see him. And some ride away with him and stay in his house as long as they have a mind. No way! He goes in vacations with the hobbits? Come on! Why is this the coolest stuff of all time? You guys are going to get so sick of me reading the appendices because every single paragraph I'm going to go, this is the coolest thing that I've ever read in my life. Aragorn going on vacation with the hobbits. Why is this so cool? Yeah, it's true. That's why you guys are here. And some ride away with him and stay in his house as long as they have a mind. Thane Peregrine has been there many times, and so has Master Samwise the Mayor. His daughter Eleanor the Fair is one of the maids of Queen Ev. No way. That's so beautiful. Sam's daughter Eleanor the Fair is one of the maids of Queen Evenstar. This is so beautiful. I gotta do maybe we just have to do a bunch of shorter videos because I feel like every sentence in this should be a video. That's so sweet. Ah, this is so good. It was the pride and wonder of the Northern Line that, though their power departed and their people dwindled, through all the many generations, the successions was unbroken from father to son. Also, though the length of the lives of the Dunedain grew ever less in Middle-earth. After the ending of the kings, the waning was swifter in Gondor. And many of the chieftains of the north still lived twice the age of men. And far beyond the days of even the oldest amongst us. Aragorn indeed lived 210 years old, longer than any of his lines since King Arvagil. But in Aragorn, Elisar, the dignity of the kings of old was renewed. This is the best. This is too much fun. For real, it just feels like I'm drinking out of a fire hose right now, though. This is why you wanted to read the epilogue, because there's a slight spoiler, Eleanor, in the. Oh, that's all right. Slight spoilers are okay for me. Like I'm never gonna be like I'm never gonna totally rid myself of all spoilers. I know, but this book is crazy, right? You're just barking about it because it's so fun. Honestly, a little tier list of the fun facts I'm finding is good, but everything would be S tier. Everything is just so interesting to me. Like this kind of information is just everything that I wanted. It's so cool. I have way too much that I want to talk about. I think I'm going to start making shorter videos. Like we'll do obviously some long ones and some essays. But I just want to do videos just talking about and geeking out about cool things. Rank every individual word in Lord of the Rings. Honestly, I'm on pace to probably do that eventually. Yeah, I mean, we could do shorts. I don't really like doing shorts all that much. Yeah, for sure. I want to do both though, because some people only watch the videos, some people only watch the streams. I like doing both. You guys get my reactions live, but the videos are, most of the videos that I do now are just like fuller reactions of me, my reactions on stream. Shorts are soulless and I will never watch them. Kind of agree. This is just so crazy. For sure. I'm so glad. Also, Michael, thanks for the $5 again. You're the best. You are the best. Guys, there's too much information here. I'm actually going to stop the reading here because I have to leave again in like 20 minutes. I would have to leave. And I don't want to start the fourth one because I think I'm going to get too nerded out and I'm going to want to talk about everything. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm a little torn. I feel like this is a little bit of a good place to stop, but I want to get to Gondor. It says Gondor and the heirs of Anarion. I'm so conflicted on what to do right now because I want to do a midweek stream where I do read concerning hobbits or like the prologue. I feel like that'd be really fun, but I think that might be opening up a can of worms because I'm going to want to make 5,000 videos about that, I'm sure. But maybe I'll hold off on making videos and maybe we'll just do a read of that just to like do a fun read of that. And I won't make any videos until later on about the prologue. Paul, thanks for joining. You're the best. Thanks for becoming a member too. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe I won't make any videos about the prologue right now. I'll just read it with you guys if you want to join. I know. Oh, interesting. Part 5 is good. Okay. So we'll definitely do part 4 sometime. I don't know, next week. We'll see. It depends on how many videos that I mean, I have like thousands of things that I'm thinking of through this, but I still want to make a few videos on part 1. Part 2 didn't have any videos, but part 3 has a few videos that I want to make, but maybe they'll be short ones. I don't really have any long ones to make. The only long one that I have to make is that I want to talk about how this is mythic history rather than fantasy. So I'll probably write an essay about that one and just kind of like talk about some of the other ones. Bring tissues for part 5? No way. Yeah, I feel like one part a week might be kind of good. I know, I keep deceiving you guys with the titles because I keep thinking I am way too overly ambitious with this. I got to edit this. I'm going to edit this right now. Just 3. I keep juking you guys about that. I don't know Helm Hammerhand at all. Your favorite part of the appendices is the end of B. Interesting. Okay. Part 5 is the goat. Interesting. Very exciting. Yeah, maybe I'll do like one a week, but they probably won't be all on Sunday. Like Sunday afternoon has kind of worked, but I'll probably do them sometimes in the morning, on a weekday morning, sometimes on like a weekday night. They might be a bit more randomly spaced. And honestly, maybe a lot of the videos for right now will just be reactions, and I'll just schedule them all. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll think about it today, and we'll figure it out from there. Tale of Aragorn and Arwen is the best. I can't wait. I'm very excited for that now. I'm very excited for all this. This whole appendix, the appendices are just blowing my mind right now. I know this time slot is really perfect for Europe, but our Australian and Asian viewers aren't very happy right now. Most of the viewers are Europe and America anyway, but yeah, I'll try to make it so as easy for you guys as possible, but some of them are just gonna be hard to do, because I just I want to get, like, at the pace we're going through, it's gonna take me another year to get through all the appendices, and so I kind of want to. Oh, we got a New Zealander over here. Wow, you're up early, or what time is it in New Zealand right now? Or you're up late, or you're up early. Nice. Love it. We got some Australians. Nice, guys. It's way too early here in Australia. Yeah, New Zealand, go to bed. Come on. Oh, it's 9:15. Oh, that's great time then. I started 7:30 New Zealand time. That's interesting. Okay, perfect. That works perfect then. I wish I could do more than one stream a week. It'd be fun, but I need more hours in the day. Ooh, Finland. You gotta go to sleep. Yeah. I'm glad I'm distracting you from work. It's a good work distraction. Come on. Oh, got pregnancy insomnia. That doesn't sound fun. Okay, so if Appendix A and B are the most history dense, it's going to take me probably another like 2 months to get through those. And then maybe we'll go through a little quicker. But dang, this stuff is so good. I cannot get over how fun this is. Like, it's weird too, because I knew I was going to like the appendices. I didn't know I was going to like them this much. Like, I thought I was going to like throw a little bits of information in there that were going to be fun. But I didn't know it was going to be this nutrient dense, and it's so fun. I want more nutrients. It's so good. Yeah, there's so much lore in here, but it's interesting too in that it just feels like you're skimming the surface of the lore of the Silmarillion. Like I feel like all of this is just like, let's just let's give you a little drink of water in a desert. And now I'm just saying I need the Silmarillion even more. Yeah, you guys are coming here for a good time, not a quick time. That's going to be the theme of what we do now. You're here for a good time, not a quick time. It is crazy to me that some people find the appendices boring. This is what I want so badly. And it is interesting too, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to out anybody here. Does anybody, I don't think anybody who, obviously no one who's watching a stream of me reading the appendices probably thinks the appendices are boring. So, I mean, let's be honest. But I feel like if you don't like the appendices, I'm going to call you out if you don't like the appendices, you probably haven't read Lord of the Rings close enough. Or you're just not like that enmeshed in the world. You like didn't do a good reading of Lord of the Rings. Because after you read Lord of the Rings, to be completely honest, all I want now are more appendices. I want thousands of books on the appendices and on all the history of things. Like, it's the perfect progression for, like, Tolkien knows how to write a story so well. This is all any fan really wants. And if you think about this in terms of like other stories too, like if you think about like Star Wars, like all fans want are more Star Wars. Like the same thing with Harry Potter. Like fans like just want more of the world built out. And this is crazy because he gives you such an amazing story, one of the best stories ever written. And then all of a sudden he's like, I know what you guys want. You guys want more of the history here. And so he drops you with the appendices, which are honestly, they're like not enough. I'm like, already I still need more information for all these. I don't want like a cursory history of this. I want full history books of everything that happens. And then we get to Silmarillion, which I feel like is that. You think I'm going to enjoy the Silmarillion somewhat? And that's the thing with Star Wars too, is that I think a lot of the extra shows that they make sometimes are junk because they're not like like source material, where I think everything that J.R.R. Tolkien has written is just brilliant because it is just so quality. This is so good. 12 volumes. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be great. I love that. Your boyfriend at uni didn't like uni. You didn't like Lord of the Rings. Don't marry that guy. That's a boring person. And that's such a good point too. And because in Lord of the Rings, like he does things where on a first read you could read it, and like a lot of these things kind of go over your head. Like a lot of the songs that he writes kind of go over my head. But on a second read, because he has all the history there, you could read that and there's so much more to it. Like this is the sign of like not just a good author, this is a sign of like a great author. It's just so good. It's just so good. This is really what I want. Like after spending that much time in that world, I just wanted it built out. Like halfway through, less than halfway. Like when I was just starting out reading Lord of the Rings, I just kept thinking, man, I want more information on some of these things because the world was just so immersive and so fun. But dang, this is good. Oh yeah, for sure. Like when I'm rereading the appendices, I definitely am going to skim certain parts. But right now I feel like it's just like a fire hose. Because I think when you read the appendices, you could probably get like a new tidbit because you don't remember everything unless you have like a photographic memory. It's just going to be so fun. Yeah, you just keep finding new stuff every single read. No matter how many times you read it, there's just going to be new stuff that you have. It's just so fun. This is like the best. I'm so happy that you guys are with me on this journey. It makes it so fun. Man. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to do this. Especially with you guys. This is the best. Interesting. The Silmarillion audiobook is no good from Andy Serkis. Why do you say that? The second reading will increase my appreciation of some chapters like the Scouring of the Shire. Ooh, yes. That's why I feel like my rankings of all the chapters are going to change drastically with everything. Yes. Hun Clan, I'm definitely going to get there. But I don't want to start a Star Wars channel quite yet because I have too many channels and too many other things I'm doing at the moment. So maybe when I finish my entire read through of Lord of the Rings, I'll like not pivot from this channel a little bit because this channel will always be a thing. But maybe I will do some Star Wars stuff. I have really wanted to get into Star Wars literature. I haven't really read anything, but I feel like there's a lot there. I don't really know where to start. I'll get there eventually, but Republic Commando, interesting. The Star Wars universe is really fascinating to me. I really do love it. There's some good, there's some bad, which I guess is true of any like universe, but except one that J.R.R. Tolkien created. You can make bad adaptations, but the things that he wrote are just too good. He sounds like a chainsaw. His voice he does do vocal frying all the time with his voice. It is kind of funny. He makes everything just sound so he tries to make things sound so much more dramatic. This is just great, guys. This is so fun. Guys, thanks for joining me on this journey. We're probably going to end up doing another like live read of just one section per week for the appendices until we get through it. But I don't know when the next one is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be next Sunday. Maybe next weekend, but maybe not next Sunday. We'll see. We'll figure it out. And I might just do a quick read of a live read of the prologue, just to refresh my memory with that. But I don't know. We'll see. Christopher Lee doing a Silmarillion. Oh, come on. How good would that be? All right, guys. I'm gonna jump off. I had to go run now. I wish I could do more. Honestly, I would probably sit here for the rest of the night and just read through the appendices if I had time. But I need more time in a day. As soon as someone creates a time machine, please let me know. I would love that, just to create more time in my day so I can read more Lord of the Rings. That's what I need. More time in the day to read Lord of the Rings. All right, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. I can't wait for the next one. This is the best. And yeah, I'll see you in the next paragraph. What's a good way we can end? Should we end with this one?
I think I'm...
That's like a good starting point. But this is also a cute little end.
Adventure.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.